back to my channel. So today I wanted to do a video talking about my top 5 drugstore foundations. Basically I use drugstore, well, pretty much drugstore everything, but for sure drugstore foundations. I think that they've come a long way, and I think with all the choices out there now, there is definitely a foundation out there for you. So the first foundation I want to talk about is the ever popular Revlon Color Stay foundation. And there's a reason why this is talked about so much, because it's probably hands down one of the best drugstore foundations slash high-end, low-end foundation out there. This foundation is just awesome. What I love is that there's 2 different versions of it. There is the combination to oily skin, which is what I use, and then there is the dry skin version. So if you tend to have oilier skin, or you get oily like in your T-zone and stuff like I do, then I would go for the combination to oily skin version. I really like that this sets on your skin and it doesn't budge. Now it says, I think 24 hours. It's one of those things that everybody says, right? Like, who keeps your makeup on for 24 hours? But it definitely does last all day. If I'm looking for a foundation to put on that I don't want to like fuss with, not that I want to fuss with my foundation, but you know what I mean, don't want to have to worry about like what my face is going to look like when I finally look in the mirror, then this is what I always reach for. And just to keep in mind that it is a full coverage foundation. But what I actually like to do, because there are times like in hot weather where I want a foundation that's going to last, but I might not necessarily want it to be completely full coverage. So what I do is I'll either mix in a little bit of a liquid highlight or just a little bit of my moisturizer in with it, and then just put that on. Anyway, this is definitely a top 5 favorite for me. And by the way, I am in 250 Fresh Beige in the Revlon Color Stay. The next foundation that I have is from Rimmel, and it's the Lasting Finish 25-Hour Foundation. I am 200 Soft Beige. Now again, 25 hours, no, but it's still a really long lasting foundation. It doesn't set as like heavily as the Revlon foundation does, and it's not as full coverage, but it is buildable coverage. I think with this one, probably the biggest difference is that you get not as much of a matte finish. Like with the Revlon Color Stay, you get a really like matte look when you're done applying it, and this one you don't get, you get more like a satin finish. So if you want more of a natural looking foundation, then this is probably a better option for you. Okay, so now I have the L'Oreal Infallible Makeup Advanced Never Fail Makeup 18-Hour Foundation. Can you tell I like my long-wearing foundations? This is in the color 610 Buff Beige, and again I would say that this is pretty similar to the Rimmel Lasting foundation. A definite plus for this one is that it comes with a pump, so that's always a great thing. And yeah, it's just another great like all-around foundation. And if I recall correctly, there is a pretty good color range in this line as well. So definitely one to try out. So I have 2 more foundations left. This one is the Revlon Photo Ready Foundation, and I am in 003 Shell. Now this foundation I love in the summertime because it has like a glowy iridescent look to it. It's not shimmery, but it's just kind of very like glowy looking, which I tend to like. So like I said, even when I use the Revlon Color Stay, I always make sure that I kind of balance out sort of the dry look of it, the matte look of it, by adding like a highlighter or an illuminator on my face. I always just try to make sure that I look like I have a healthy glow, and with this you don't actually have to add any of that in. It basically gives it to you. The formula itself is very illuminating, and when you look at it closely you can really see that it kind of just like shimmers in the light. And the extra bonus is that it does have SPF 20 in it. This is definitely a great foundation. And by the way, none of these were in any particular order. So last but not least, in a very dirty and disgusting bottle, I have the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 foundation and sunscreen with SPF 20 as well. This is probably my most reached for a foundation like nowadays. I fell in love with this the first time I tried it. I did a first impression on it a while back that I can link below for you all if you're interested. I just really like this foundation because it reminds me a lot of the Revlon Color Stay, but it just feels a little more comfortable on the skin. Sometimes with the Color Stay, it actually, like, it's full coverage obviously, but it can feel heavy on your skin, and you know, especially in warm weather, like that's the last thing that you want. What I like about this is that you still get, I would say it's more medium coverage, but you can definitely build it to full coverage, and it literally feels like you're wearing nothing on your skin. I mean, I'm in love with this. I don't know if you can tell, but like it's actually more than, yeah, it's more than half empty because I'm just in love with this foundation. I really recommend it if you haven't tried it already. That is it. Those are my top 5 drugstore foundations. I hope you guys found that helpful. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video. So thanks again for tuning in and watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!